It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. My new thing is F the intro, but I feel like I have to intro this one. So shout out to Token because he did reach out to me and he sent me this early on Instagram. And I'm still late because it's been such a long week. My car is finally shit on me. I've been trying all sorts of things, trying to make sure I can get a few more months out of it before I could go and look and try to lease something. But it's just that and a bunch of other things going on. So I'm late on this, even though I got the early link. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and apologize that I wasn't on it when I wanted to be on it. But we still here. So shout out to that man. I think this is a song that we've done a reaction to when we did his album, but now we've got a video to go with it. So I don't remember the exact talking points we had in that one because I know that this is it's like a real raw song. So I'm sure we'll revisit some of them, but let's dive in. Let's find out.
Internet trolls raised me, ads raised me, Nickelodeon raised me, Dan raised me, super bad American pie.
That's right, because the Dan raised me is I can't remember his last name, but that's a dude from Nickelodeon. There's a lot of weird clips and things have surfaced and just all sorts of stuff.
Hollywood sounds triple X search raised me, I'm your baby. Mom left my dad and never talked to a man again, just to paint a picture how the marriage went. And that's just what I thought what every marriage was. I still would call it love, but I never saw them touch. And I knew it wasn't sex, I only seen them kiss once. But married for 20 plus, when I was young, if there was nudity in movies, mama put some anger to it. Little did she know that I wasn't a stranger to it. Internet trolls raised me, ads raised me, Nickelodeon raised me,
This is the
Dan
dopest
raised
part.
me, super.
This part is honestly one of the dopest parts because this whole like, this raised me, that raised me and stuff. And it makes you think about the newer generations coming up and the shit that they have access to and how easy it is. And if the parents aren't really on point, like you feel like some of these kids are getting phones, and I get it. Like you want to have contact with your kid, and the times have changed. Like in the past, your kid just went to school, and if they walked to and from school, like you just hope they came back at a certain time. You just expected them. Nowadays, you're texting them, "Are you out of school? All right, let me know where you're at when you're home." Like you have this strong, nonstop line of communication that now without it, we panic and go into full on anxiety. Whereas back then, it was all right. Like if your kid left to go to a friend's house, he's like, "All right, I'll just be back by 8 o'clock tonight." Go on 5, 6 hours. You just went about your day like it was normal. You know what I'm saying? And then if time came, they didn't come home. You might worry a little bit, call a couple places. Next thing you know, they pop up. You went on with your day. Nowadays, if they were gone for 6 hours and you didn't have communication where you can reach out and see how they're doing, you're wilding, right? So that's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, that same phone, if you're not careful and don't know how to set it up properly, that kid now has access to the hub. He's watching girls get their back blown out at 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like things that these kids shouldn't be understanding, or I mean, not that they don't understand, that they're seeing and like perceiving and trying to make sense of, and things like that. And next thing you know, they hop on Twitter, and Twitter, I had to ban words and stuff because when stuff goes on around the world, next thing you know, people are showing babies getting blown up and shot and killed. Like I'm like, bro, this is affecting me. Imagine a little kid, you're seeing all this stuff. Like, so there's just so much more access to the things that can really mess you up. So this whole so on raised me, this raised me and stuff. It's just very interesting to see like what the outcome is as far as like how this is molding these kids going forward.
Internet trolls raised me, ads raised me, Nickelodeon raised me, Dan raised me, super bad American pie, Hollywood sounds triple X search raised me, I'm your baby. I was infatuated with sex when I was 6, mom blamed it on the music so CDs were edited. But it wasn't the CDs, the privacy intrigued me. You look when they say don't look. So I was 8 scribbling pictures of a naked body till the teacher found my notebook. She had to make sure my home's good, so I was put in therapy. Imagine a therapist studying an 8-year-old's rendition of naked breasts. I was always questioned, especially cause I only grew up with women present. My therapist put down his pad during one session and asked if I ever thought about my mom and my sister naked. I don't remember what I said, I just remember the feeling of realizing my mom and sister were big breasted. I broke out crying, I couldn't stop and I didn't know why. It's funny which memories stick with you. I was 9.
This is a hard thing to put in a song too, right? Because it's one thing to put this out there. And you have a fan base and people are going to perceive this a certain way, but I'll be real with you, and he may feel differently, and other artists might feel, everyone's going to be their own way about this. I could give a shit less about that. I'll put everything into a song, into a video. I shared that. I'm just like, I don't really care because I'm just being me. I'm being my raw, authentic self. And these are things that I've experienced or I've been through or I'm thinking of or whatever it is. And so we're going to have a discussion, or I'm going to put this out there in a song so people can discuss something around it. Like that's always been normal to me. I'd be more so worried about when my family hears something, right? Because now it's like you got to go sit down with your sister and your mom, and you were like, "Yo, the time when I was a kid, and I thought about, oh wow, they are big breasted." And I'm upset. Not to say that that means anything, but it's an odd thing. Like they hear that they're like, "Oh shit," and people can feel weird about being around people after you have mentioned certain things like that. But I'd be more worried, like that would make me feel a little bit more awkward at the time until we sat and maybe had a discussion about some of this if they felt like they wanted to, versus random strangers hearing it. I could care less. I'll tell the whole world that I this happened or that happened or I felt this way. I don't know why. I'm just never really worried about that. I'm always more worried about family. You know what I'm saying? Like even growing up when it came to I was playing like youth football league. I didn't want my parents to come. If it was a stand full of strangers, who cares? If I mess up, I don't know them. This shit don't really matter much to me. But my parents or my friends and family friends and stuff, it's like, yo, I see them all the time. Like, I don't want to look stupid. That was my
When I
thought
was 12,
process.
I started hanging with older kids. They would tell me things and they would show me things. Teachers always said I had an old soul. Must have been just my soul, cause my brain didn't know a thing. A mutual friend led me to this older kid's house. We were in his basement, two other older kids round. When my homie left, I should have left, but I stayed there. Didn't know these kids well, but I felt safe there. Shouldn't have felt safe there. Dirty conversations about the girls in their grade where people lost virginities. Me, I ain't even kissed yet. I didn't even think about getting my wet that night.
Yo, you know what's crazy though is so I've been in not in the because he's gonna go on and the situation obviously evolves, but that situation right there, I've definitely been in that because like when I was growing up, it was like me and a couple of friends in the neighborhood were pretty much the same age or within like a year of each other at most. But then one of them had two older brothers, like one a couple years older, another one a couple years older than him, I believe. And then like I had like an older cousin. One of the other kids that was our friend had two older brothers as well. The same thing, staggered a couple years, couple years. And so sometimes like we like it was a big group that we all kind of hung out to an extent. The one friend's oldest brother was a bit older than everybody else, and so he never was really a part of anything that we did. He kind of just stuck to himself and had his own friend group and shit like that. But everybody else would mingle. We'd play like pick up basketball, football, even though that there was a range of age differences. Like I feel like I was at one point I was in third grade. My cousin was in sixth grade, and I want to say my friend's middle brother was like fifth grade, and then the oldest one of us was like in eighth grade at that time or something. And so that dynamic continued, right? So you figure at some point I'm in fifth. The kid that was in eighth now was in like 10th. My cousin is in eighth, right? And so they're getting older. They're starting to hang out with girls. And so like we're younger still, and then you end up in these conversations and like they're talking about so you would overhear all sorts of shit. I never really thought much of it. I don't feel like I was like hyper focused on it, but it was definitely a thing.
And I was talked into doing things I ain't wanna do. A lot of I don't knows, a lot of come on dude, a lot of no one's even gonna know, a lot of closing eyes. A lot of long showers and no appetites. Internet trolls raised me, ads raised me, Nickelodeon raised me, Dan raised me, super bad American Pie, Hollywood signs, triple X search raised me, I'm your baby. I just started dropping music at the time, writing love songs about a girl I hope to find, playing Wayne tapes, knowing I could never say the first body to touch my body looked just like mine. It's funny which memories end up sticking with you, cause I forgot.
And it's yo, and why I commend him so much for putting this shit out there is again, it's not easy. Even though I said how I feel about telling strangers shit, nothing that I'm telling anybody though is on the level of this, right? This is different, deep-seated, like traumatic shit that you don't even know at the time might be traumatic. Like it's something that your brain hasn't even perceived what that is yet to understand what it's going through. You know what I mean? Like it's like a weird place to be. So this is very different than anything I'd say I have experienced, but like him putting it out there is so important because one, this kind of shit doesn't get talked about in rap and definitely not in rap spaces, right? So there's a lot of people that are in this type of space that are in this culture that may have been through shit like that, but it's always been the extra taboo thing to talk about. I mean, just for men in general, it's taboo to talk about, but especially in hip hop culture, in the black community, to be honest with you. For my understanding and my experiences, it's just not really, and again, this is across the board though. It's not just in black culture and just in hip hop, but I do feel like it does seem like it ramps up. But I might be biased because I'm in this space and so it feels that way, whereas other spaces might be the same. But the fact that he's putting it out there is just so important because there's a lot of people that are going to be able to hear this that can relate to it, that have been through something similar, and they're going to find comfort in this, and especially knowing that somebody that they look up to, somebody that they listen to has also been in a similar situation. Like sometimes that gives you the feeling of, I can get through this because I look at him like he's so amazing. Like look at what Token has accomplished. Who he is as a person. Like I really, really admire him and am inspired by him and everything. And to see that he went through something that I did tells me that I can be there too. I can still do great things with my life. This isn't gonna always something that holds me back. Like it's a such a beautiful message. You know what I'm saying? Just by sharing it and just sharing that it happened to you, it is such a powerful thing for people. So I commend him for that.
Writing love songs about a girl I hope to find. Playing Wayne tapes, knowing I could never say the first body to touch my body looked just like mine. It's funny which memories end up sticking with you, cause I forgot it even happened till I turned 22. Then it all came back and it felt brand new. Wondering if it plays a role in relationships I pursue, or is it just a distant memory that never...
That's also something interesting too, and I assume he's obviously being honest, that he's like, yo, I honestly forgot that it even happened. Like sometimes you get so caught up in other shit happening in life, and life is so in the moment, in the present time, you know what I mean? That you're so locked in, but then at a certain point, you might kind of revisit certain traumas in your head.
With you, cause I forgot it even happened till I turned 22. Then it all came back and it felt brand new. Wondering if it plays a role in relationships I pursue, or is it just a distant memory that never left a mark? One night my homie had some questions at the bar. He said, why do all of your girls look fresh out of a magazine? I said, it's just my type. He said, I feel you, but I mean, what if the perfect girl for you was normal looking? Would you do something? I said, what? He said, it just feels like you're trying to prove something. And you know that everyone knows you well, so maybe you still trying to prove something to yourself. What are you still trying to prove?
I like that. Yo, this is so powerful. This is so powerful.
Since at the bar, he said, why do all of your girls look fresh out of a magazine? I said, it's just my type. He said, I feel you, but I mean, what if the perfect girl for you was normal looking? Would you do something? I said, what? He said, it just feels like you're trying to prove something. And you know that everyone knows you well, so maybe you still trying to prove something to yourself. What are you still trying to prove?
And now I obviously don't know the entire insight that he has behind what he said at the end of that, but I guess in my mind, it almost is like maybe deep down that trauma of the shit that he went through when he was a kid. It's almost like he's going for like he said, the supermodel looking girl. They tend to be extra feminine. They fit the societal standard of what you would expect a very feminine, beautiful one, right? And so to go for something like that is almost like the extreme opposite of the experience that you had. That's what I, at least in my mind, that subconsciously could be where that is coming from. Where it's like it's almost like you're trying to prove to yourself, like, no, I like feminine, I like what. Not to say that he, is worried that he or is actually having attraction to the other way, but it's just like maybe like some part of you is just like, but I let it happen, or you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of trauma behind that. Like some people blame themselves, like, well, why did I let them do that to me? But it's like, but you didn't let them. You know what I mean? So I don't know where he's at completely with that, but that shit's powerful, man. And again, I think that it's him being able to put this out there is such a dope thing, and it's something that's gonna there's like right now, let's just say 19,000 views only came out a day ago. First of all, this shit should have millions, and I think that in time, I feel like this shit will grow because I feel like unfortunately there's more people than we realize out there that have been through shit like this and that just stay quiet about it and don't feel like it's something that can be talked about. And again, to see somebody that you look up to put it in a song that they know is going to go and reach hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, like it kind of gives you the courage to be like, well, shit, maybe I can too. Oh, it also says part 1. I didn't realize that.
Internet trolls raised me, ads raised me, Nickelodeon raised me, Dan raised me, super bad American pie, Hollywood signs, triple X search raised me, I'm your baby.
I forget if it was part 1 and 2 on the album as well, or if it's just or if he's gonna do something completely out of the album to continue. I don't know. But either way, this was dope. This was amazing. I feel bad that I didn't get to it in time because like I said, I super appreciate when anybody reaches out to me. Token probably has more so than a lot of our other artists just to let me know about things, especially now. Like we have the new channel, but it's not doing the same things as my channel was in the beginning, where I'd put out a Token reaction and get 5,000-10,000 views, right? I mean, and he was doing numbers as well, so it's not like he needed me, but that's just more eyes, more, and now the videos can do a couple thousand. Sometimes they may not even hit 1,000, but for him to still reach out and be like, yo, always appreciate you, da-da-da, and keep that in mind, like that means so much to me. So I thanked him in DMs, but I just want to thank him again. I meant to have it on. I don't have it on, but I do have it in here. I do have it in here. I always like to plug my man's merch because I'm gonna be real with you. It's my favorite shit that I've ever gotten. So he did send it to me. But that's not why I'm saying this. I've been sent a lot of different merch from a lot of different places, and you guys honestly probably have seen me wear this in a lot of different videos when it's token or not token. My commentary videos on my main channel, and you don't see me wear all that many different things. Like this shit that I'm wearing, this is weed merch from like the dispensary. I wear these hoodies now and stuff. This shit I wear all the time. And I literally have his shirt, the same exact shirt, never too different, in my drawer. And I kid you not, I avoid wearing it unless I know I'm going somewhere where I'm like, yo, I want to be like, it just the look of the shirt, it's like the perfect fitted neck. It doesn't stretch out even if you were to sweat a little bit. It just fits nice. It's a good feel to it. Like it makes you look better. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. So like I save that shirt for when I go somewhere and I'm like, y'all want to look fucking nice. You want to go to the bar a little bit, see some ladies, whatever. Like this shirt is gonna, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So I'm telling you right now, I'm selling the shit out of it because this you need to get this shit. And this hoodie is probably one of the warmest hoodies that I have. It's not overly thick, like it doesn't feel it, but when you have it on, it's better than other hoodies. Again, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what the hell this man is doing, but it's magic. So definitely check that shit out as well. I don't get paid for any of this. He didn't tell me to do this. I don't get sponsored for it or anything like that. It's just genuinely merch that I enjoyed having. And I think is amazing. Like FaZe sent me their hoodie too. I mean, there's all sorts of shit going on with them. And it's a cool hoodie. It's not one that you can buy, but I've never once plugged their hoodies because I'm like, yo, this hoodie is so great. It's just a hoodie, like every other hoodie. The token hoodie is different. I promise you that. Anyways, take it easy, stay safe. I will catch you in the next one, homies.